Haha! Hello YouTube, my name is James PFP. This is the Banjocast, Pitchforks and Flaming Torches special edition tonight. Going to spend time in Blender, going to give it a try. This may horribly fail, I'm not entirely sure. And I'm going to take a chance while using, I'm going to close this. I need to maintain as much memory as possible. Pop out the chat. Chat is active. Anyone wants to participate in chat this evening. Most of the work, though, is going to be taking place in Blender, which I have previously loaded. And without further ado, let us proceed. What am I planning to do tonight? Well, herein lies the issue, I think, with Charlottesville. I've got several pieces of footage queued, and I haven't got them synchronized, not many of them. I've only synchronized 2 of them. And at the end of the exercise, we're going to look at a few still pictures. And this might take an hour, this might take 2 hours, but it will be worth doing. And I'm going to try to avoid playing things back at real time unless it's to illustrate some dynamic of the crowd. We won't need to hear any audio, is my point. Only things to see here this evening. Charlottesville observations. Please draw your attention to at the very beginning here. I would please draw your attention. This is the moment of impact in progress. Well, it will be the moment of impact in less than a few seconds, less than 5 seconds certainly. And you'll see what I mean when I start to scrub the available footage here. This first one, I suppose I should provide some links in the description. Anyone's really curious about where I found all the footage. Cy Borgeson is the guy to talk to, or the channel to check out. And I'm going to be using a markup solution periodically. So this is stuttering or staggering new footage from Charlottesville. The moment of impact. I'm going to draw your attention first and foremost. Ardisia is choosing to not work tonight. I'm going to close Ardisia. I'm going to draw your attention first and foremost to this individual. I could use grease pencil, certainly. Grease pencil will work just as well here in Blender. I'll allow grease pencil. Just put a new layer in. And opacity for the grease pencil layer is 1000. The factor of the color is going to be 1000, or full intensity. I'll use a green layer. I'll make the opacity somewhat less so that it's not too, I don't want it to be too pronounced. But I draw into kind of this guy. Look at this guy and his eyes. Look where his eyes are looking, right? They're looking up somewhere. And he's on a phone. And then there's this guy. Oops, Control Z, Control Z. I actually think I'd like to change the color of that layer. Maybe make it more opaque. And then there is this guy who's currently looking in this direction, which is basically westward. Okay? This guy and this guy. Add a new layer, and I'm going to delete that one. Just Let's watch them both. He turns his head, he's checking. The camera is his reason. He's still checking out the camera, okay? Watch this guy. This guy here. One in blue. Watch him. You see what he did with his hand there? His hand is currently covering his mouth. Yeah. And after that, what does he do? He jumps. Because, what did he see? Wow. He got out of the way of the oncoming van long before the oncoming van got to him. And he's right in the middle of the fucking intersection where the van is shortly going to be. Pardon my French and all. That's where he was right in the middle of that intersection. So he obviously could see what was coming. The guy with the camera pretty much gets knocked out of the way by the van and the people between him and the van. That guy we just saw there, that's his double. Fellow who will work the microphone, fellow who checks his back, fellow who's carrying a still camera. That's his double. And then on top of the car, very important. Okay, factor at 1. Opacity, color. Be right, oh shit, it's D. Right here, this person is going to be close to him for the next few moments. Agreed? This person is right next to him. I'll change the color again. Thickness, I want it to be 2. This person. Let's watch for a few moments here. We're also going to come back to this piece of video, but before we get back to that person that I pointed out, before we get back to her, see this guy? Watch him. We've already done this on the channel before, but watch him. All right, he just hit the van there with something he's got in his hands. Did you see that? And after he hit the van, you can see this from more than one angle, by the way. After he hit the van, which has just hit the crowd, because a car hit another car which hit the van. He does that. He collects up whatever it was in his hands together, puts it in his pocket or somewhere similar, and walks away. Right? Here's the person that was on the car. I do believe this is a person who is older than 32 years of age and does not have red hair. You can see that the people that are nearby put her on the ground and her foot is touching a manhole cover on that side of the intersection, on the east side of 4th Street and Water. That is not Heather Heyer. Over on this side of the intersection, on the west side of the intersection, we have this person and that person. I take this person to be Heather Heyer. I'm not positive, but I take this person to be Heather Heyer. You can see what shoes she's wearing there, I think. Don't know if her feet are moving too terrible much there either. Oh yeah, you can see her. You can see this person's face, but not the hair. And I have to apologize for the amount of exposure here, but there we go. That could be Heather Heyer. Back there with the black top. I'm not sure. But they seem to be getting treated for a laceration on the leg. Whereas this other person is having CPR performed. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So it should be breathing as well as chest compressions. That's this other person, the one who was wearing the black pants. Not the person who was flipped over in the air on the car, no. Over off to the other side of the intersection. That's the first bit of work to go through tonight, or the first clip to consider. And as I say, this is a guy who is clearly visible, this cameraman, throughout the day, filming throughout the day. This is one of those clips that he just happened to get. So, Jim, I hear you ask, what else did you notice when you were on your lookabout? Your looky-loo. I noticed this. Here is video from Taylor Lorenz. Taylor Lorenz spent the day filming between Lee Park at the beginning, or in the vicinity of Emancipation Park. Then afterward, she went down to where the parking lots, well, she went over to the park itself there. She went up the street. Then afterwards, she went down to where the parking lots are, the main parking lots on Water Street, where there was an altercation between these groups and the crowd that had gathered to push them out of town type thing. Other people during the day have got video of Heather Heyer in this area. Whoa, what do you mean other people? We'll get to that in a second. After this altercation occurs, these people leave. You see they get chased away with violence on the vehicles. Violence on the vehicles who are leaving. Which, ask me, is pretty cowardly, but that's the nature of many beasts. Pretty cowardly to do this. To take it out on the vehicles as they're leaving. It's to invite retribution is what it's to do. You haven't proved anything by attacking property. So that's that. Are we dropping frames? No, it seems pretty good. After, Lorenz goes up the hill, back to the mall, through the mall, and then back up to the parks where there's another crowd gathering. And then they all move from the parks through the mall again. You can see them here moving through the mall. Afterward, after the accident. And that here, when she's at the mall crossover, a second person practically begins filming right behind her. Second person is known as Commander Cody. At least I call her Commander Cody. I look for her and call her Commander Cody when I find her. Here's Commander Cody. Should practically be in Lorenz's shot right now. Moments ago, like right about here. You'll see what I mean when the camera starts. Coming along the brick wall, look. Here's Lorenz getting back to the top of the hill. That's on the left. Cody on the right. Cody's down there on that brick wall still somewhere. Top of the hill, clears the corner, cuts on the inside, passes most of the crowd right here. That's Lorenz. Cody's still going up the hill. And when she gets up there, she'll have met up with two of her pals. So here's Cody going past the same vehicle at the top of the hill. Goes on the outside. Lorenz has managed to get to the front of this particular crowd here at the bottom of the hill on Water Street. This part of the crowd has what's called a harbinger. This guy is basically a marshal. He's pacing the crowd. And he's calling out chants as he's doing it. Right here, another important part. Cody gets passed right here by a couple people. Here's one of them wearing the shirt. And I think if there's a time when Taylor Lorenz here on the left, might have caught Heather Heyer on film, it might be here. Might have been the best chance she would have had of seeing her. Don't think it's the one there with the red hair down on a shoulder length, but it could be her. That could be Heather Heyer. Earlier in the day, though, you see Cody's here now caught up with Marcus. Marcus with the red hat, the red shoes, who will be hit by the car. This guy gets hit by a car. Or at least he's going to be clearly visible in all other footage we consider. Here you see Lorenz is already up by the trolley bus. Still haven't seen any sign of Heather Heyer. Cody, Marcus, and Marissa, they're going to start running. All three of them. This you can see on an overhead drone that they're now running. These are the only two which I've synchronized. We're going 10 frames at a time here. We're going with the march the whole way up. Draw your attention to Lorenz on the left. Okay, Cody on the right there. Sorry, Cody on the right first. They're now at the trolley bus. If they're running and catching up with someone like Heather, they must have only there caught up with her, but she's still moving to catch up with Marcus and Marissa, who here they are. Lorenz is getting close to the intersection. Lorenz is also, she's playing heads up. So I'm going to draw your attention to what happens with Lorenz now. She sees a guy leaning there on a tree. She notices he's wearing a body cam. Watch what happens. She passes him by, but she's watching him. She's currently flipping him the bird. I know this because I've got his body cam. Here's him. She's looking for a reaction from having given them the bird. Didn't get one. Not a big one anyway. But I digress. Having a look here for any sign of Heather Heyer. Could have been her there. No. How about over there? She got to be pretty close, but hey, I think she's probably wearing black pants, not blue jeans. I might be wrong. Remember too, we have black pants, green top, backpack with a yellow... Yeah, black pants, green top, backpack with the yellow thing. Another look at her would be good. That would also suffice to make me a little happier. Missing elements, so to speak. Cody is with Marissa and Marcus, who are supposedly also friends, remember, of Heather Heyer, which is why they're all three of them next to one another. In fact, four really. Heyer, Cody, Marcus, right here, and Marissa are all within meters of one another when the accident occurs, or when the attack occurs. However you want to call it. Green top. If we can't find Heather Heyer, we should look for the green top. At least that's my contention. And I'll start pointing out now things or people who are going to stand out, since we've already seen them in that very first video clip at the top of the stream. The HD one. Few green tops on the movie. We're looking for a green top, not backpack. We're looking for black pants. Is that Heather Heyer there? Wearing glasses? Could have I don't know. Remember, she's supposed to be over on this camera. I've got these roughly synchronized. Is that a green top there or a sign? Sign. Could be a green top over there. Crowd is currently moving in the wrong direction. This causes all manner of angst, so they immediately turn them around. Here's the guy turning them around. Here's Cody swinging the camera around on the other side here. I'm going to give you a look at this. Cody totally does a 360 with her camera here. There is no sign of Heather Heyer in this camera. So if she's there with Heather Heyer, she's practically standing next to her to not be able to see her with the camera. Let's go through this frame by frame to prove my point. I'm using Blender here to do the work. Here's a green top with a hat on and a yellow thing on her back. I don't know if that constitutes the person who gets hit by the car and flipped through the air or not. Green top, black pants over there. Greenish top. I don't know if it would be. There's Marcus. Blue top, hat. Mr. on the spot down in the. Hey, isn't this the guy who jumps out of the way? Right here. From in the middle of the intersection, at the back of the crowd. Not totally at the back, but toward the back. Hey, look on the other side of the image. Look who's here. This is the guy who's going to hit the minivan. And as we complete the spin around here, no sign of Heather Heyer. Not to my knowledge. I can't see where she would be in this section. Oh, but hang on a minute, Jim. I heard you say it. Didn't we look right up 4th Street there? Oh, we did. We did look right up 4th Street. But the image quality is limited. So here we go and have another quick look at this. Well, another in-depth look with a zoom, with a bit of a zoom on the interesting part, the lower part of the image. Here we can see the sign in front of the Tundra. The road behind the Tundra seems to be clear, no sign of a vehicle there, or could be a person or vehicle behind it. There is clearly the parked Camry and the parked minivan. But hey, as I was saying, here's our sock and bike lock guy. Right here. I guess he would be classified Antifa. Here's our red shirt, who no one wants to listen to, and who would blame them? We're right next to Mr. Bike Lock. It's Taylor Lorenz now. Crowd is beginning to move. Faith Goldie is coming up through the crowd as we speak. I'm going to draw your attention to 2 people as this sequence progresses. One of them is John Ziegler, aka Revolutionary Z. Cody's in the lead. This is Commander Cody over on this side. She's in the lead of their group. She's walking in front of Marcus. She's ahead of Marcus and the rest. Lorenz is starting from the opposite corner of the intersection and moving forward later than the rest of them. So we can actually see Marcus standing out right here. See him? Cody's in advance of him. Marcus is at the corner now, moving forward. Here's an interesting thing to watch for. See this girl standing in front of the Tundra? There's not much space here. She and the guy with the backpack are going to recognize one another. Well, it's not the guy with the backpack. The guy is standing behind him right here. They recognize one another. You can see this occurring almost in the background with this purple. Marcus is walking between us with Lorenz and them. Cody gets to the back of the van, or sorry, the Tundra, gets out of the way as the Challenger passes. Quite literally as the Challenger passes. Marcus is right behind her. Here she looks up as the car comes toward them. This is Cody getting out of the way. This is Lorenz getting out of the way. That's people turning already to watch what's happening. There's the car barreling past. There's the rolling people in the crowd being knocked down and back into a crowd of people behind them. So there's a double whammy being applied. Lorenz covers the lens for a little bit. Cody turns her camera off. She's right over there. Cody's over here. Cody's right here right now. Her camera gets turned off. We'll see her leave in Lorenz. Here she is. And there she is there. I think. Moving in that general direction and quickly. Oh no, there she is. There's Commander Cody. Friend of Heather Heyer. If she is, then Heyer's right here. She doesn't stop there very long before she continues forward. Down the road. Other people film her. After a few moments, Lorenz goes down and films where the people are here. But if I go back to immediately after the accident, when there's nobody crowding in between, we get the best view, really, of the accident immediately after. Here we can see that most of the action is back at the stop line because the white car has been pushed in advance, or at least over the stop line, which is back from the corner. So in advance of that sign on the ground, the stop line, is where one person is lying, and then there's a second person over here, and then the person which was on top of this car is now being put on the ground down here, as we've already seen. Here cometh the next thing. We've looked at Lorenz and Cody. We've looked at the HD footage. How about we look at Rebel Z? Rebel Z's clip is really, really tight and to the point when you consider it. Here's the march going by. Here's Z going to join the crew, or join the crowd who's gathering. Remember, I'm trying to identify Heather Heyer. I haven't seen her since an altercation in the parking lot. So let's watch Rebel Z and take our time through his footage without any sound whatsoever. Oh shoot, hit the wrong key there. Boy, did I hit the wrong key there. He's in the shade. It's not really helping the image any. I can probably scrub here. Looking for the green top, black pants with the backpack and a yellow pillow or ground cover or sheet. This is the person who's going to be flipped through the air. I'm looking for any indication of her prior to the accident as well. Did anyone see when she was filing through? So that way we can get an idea where maybe we could find Heather Heyer since they were both so close to one another when the accident occurred. Get me? That's why I'm being real pedantic about it. And this is John Ziegler's footage. Revolutionary Z is his name. Oh, I didn't show you that in the last one. My bad. That is totally my bad. I remember. Lorenz. Oh yes, because I'm not done with Lorenz yet. Remember when we were in the intersection? We were right about here. Immediately after this, Lorenz passes John Ziegler, the guy who we were watching in that other footage. I'll show you when it happens. It's right here. She passes Rebel Z. Here's Rebel Z. Right here. That's him. Don't believe me? Watch. Get a little closer. You can see he's already got a color, like a little bit of white coloring on him. He's looking at a camera he's got on top, but it's on a stick, so he's got two of them there. He's got his backpack. Here's the white cable. Oh yeah, that's Ziegler all right. She walks right past him. And when she does, she's only a couple steps ahead of Faith Goldie. So shoot. So here is Rebel Z. In these moments before Lorenz shows up, we should see Lorenz coming towards us perhaps, or we'll see some other interesting characters. Control up. I do believe Lorenz is over on the other side of the intersection now and filming what's going on in the crowd over here. Heading this way now in a moment. Looking for Gary's shirt and hat, which is black. Not easily picked out, I guess. Not terribly easy to pick it out. Green shirt, black pants. Nope. Yes. No, backpack. Over here. See, the crowd is definitively moving again. Here's Revolutionary Z holding up for a moment. There goes Taylor Lorenz. There's Taylor right here. Pink phone, Gary's shirt, black hat. Hair in a bun in the back. Over here, we see the owner or driver of the minivan in front of the minivan before the accident occurs. She's not in her vehicle. The vehicle is parked at the intersection. And has been parked there for a long time. 5 minutes. Over here in the back. Remember, Rebel is behind Lorenz. Lorenz was far enough ahead to see Marcus. You can just catch a little shot of Marcus's hat here. See it? The accident is frames away from occurring when she's taking a shot up over. Guy in the intersection is currently jumping out of the way. Flag kind of blocks the shot for a moment. And Here's the accident in progress. We can see that there's a lot of bodies being shoved back laterally, which is to say horizontally away from the vehicle, not over the vehicle, but due to the stacking of bodies in front of them, pushed back. So I do believe Heather Heyer is in this shot. Like there, falling down to the ground. While this person is on top of the car, Heyer is back here on this side of the intersection. And that might be her arm we see moving through the frame there as she falls to the ground. But hey, Rebel Z is here. Where's Faith Goldie? Just watch. Rebel Z is on the stop line where the vehicles end, and therefore Heather Heyer is directly across the intersection and ahead a little bit on this side. So she's back here right now, where all these people are. There was a person getting off the vehicle on this side, a person got off the vehicle this side too. Doesn't seem to be anybody trapped in between. When the car is clear, we can see there's people on the ground right over there where I said they'd be. And then Rebel Z covers his camera for a moment or two. After the accident, right here, across the way there, there's people. There's one person laid out over here with lacerations on a leg or something. On the other side, I think, is Heather Heyer. There's Lorenz. Once more, here's Taylor Lorenz. Dude with the whacked out camera. Lorenz. Rebel Z gets interviewed after he moves up the hill here. He gets interviewed by the guy with the HD camera, which I started with. It's on that tape. The interview with Rebel Z, he waits for it. In fact, he stops his stream in, 3 minutes time and waits for his interview. He gets one. Where's Faith Goldie? Here's Faith Goldie. After the accident, after the accident, after the accident, after the accident, because she didn't start streaming until basically Lorenz and Cody passed her. This stream begins after Lorenz and Cody pass her. She catches up by walking through the crowd. I suppose there's a good chance of finding Heather Heyer here. But she switches her camera angle a couple times, and she's moving with the flow of the crowd and waits the least. Here's the guy with the HD camera. Him with the British shirt. That's him. He's the dude with the big ass camera that almost got run over. There's the people that were running behind Taylor Lorenz, or in front of, as she was going down the hill. They're going to be in the middle of the accident too. These people. There's the guy with HD camera who's going to be interviewing Rebel Z, him. Here's his double. They're going to be right in position. They were there side by each with her, and they made eye contact with her. Look. Did he smile at her? Yes or no? They're back in the intersection now. Here's Faith moving forward. She's practically up on John Ziegler right there. She flips her camera after looking up the hill there. There's the buzz with the camera again. They're filming when the accident occurs, remember? None of the people that are in front of the vehicles can be possibly here next to us. But they have to be in front of this camera. She switches. We get a few seconds of flip over as the camera readjusts. Ziegler is behind us. Lorenz is in front of us. This is Faith Goldie's camera. Shitty quality because it's a low-res stream, but that's all I can do. Here's accident in progress. You'll notice that from time to time there's a skipped frame as frames get interpolated. As I said before, I do believe Heather Heyer is probably back here and being pushed into the crowd. It's actually more visible on this camera than any other though, because of Faith's position. So when the lady slides down, you can also see the crowd behind her moving back. See that? Watch the crowd behind the Camry being pushed back as the weight of the crowd who's on the outside of the impact, taking up the stream. Heyer is here. Heyer rolled to a stop right there. Heyer is still on the ground behind those people, and then Goldie starts to wonder what to do with her camera. Ziegler there right in front. You see him? Faith resets. Goes around the corner and resets. And then I don't think there's really anything else to be added in the aftermath other than she reestablishes that this lady I don't think is Heather Heyer. This lady here. This lady seems to be too old and have the wrong hair color for Heather Heyer. Whereas on the other side of the vehicle, yeah, Faith, what are you doing anyway? So, with all that out of the way, that's 4 sets of clips. Rebel Z, Faith Goldie, Taylor Lorenz plus Commander Cody. They're in the same crowd marching. So is really Faith. And then this HD footage, which started the stream off with, includes the aftermath, and then he starts getting all sides of little glamour shots, and that's Mr. HD camera here. He gets all this shit. Here's Ziegler getting his 5 minutes of fame. But I am not quite done with this topic. I have one more thing to show you. Under OBS slideshows, no, under Ultimate Cut. Open with Image Viewer. I'm going to make this bigger. Accident picture taken after the accident of the rear of the Camry. Okay, notice there's not a lot of blood on the Camry. Couple spots, but it's not a lot. Scene of the accident as seen from Jeremiah Knupp, who I also have footage from. This is as the accident is still in progress. Essentially, the car hasn't backed away yet and his tires have stopped spinning. He's in the process of going between drive and reverse. See his hands on the wheel. See the damage to this side of the car all along. Apparently the window is up, half up, still there. Guy on the ground, you can see him in Taylor Lorenz on the aftershock. The people who are rolling to a stop in advance of the stop line, because here's the stop line, or here's the stop sign, and the line is back from that. They're in this section. They're underneath the crowd. You can't really see them. That arm looks out of place. But what can we see on this side of the intersection? Here's the person who's on top of the car, got flipped over. Seems to be older than 32 years of age. Here's the owner of the car. Phone her. Here's the lady that got flipped right off. You can see her in the drone footage. She rolls off the top. She had a really easy go of it. I've heard it suggested that this is Heather Heyer, but if so, she has a ponytail, or a ponytail seems to be missing. On this side of the intersection, Faith Goldie, John Ziegler, Revolutionary Z, two of them, and Taylor Lorenz. This guy here is the guy with the camera in his hands, I think. He's visible on John Ziegler, Revolutionary Z. She's not quite shooting for... They're both shooting in sunshine. Lorenz, not so much. Well, yeah, she is. Difficult angle. Here's Marcus on his feet immediately after. Here's seconds before. Accident in progress, or attack in progress. This is Ryan Kelly, the Ryan Kelly shot. So this person got flipped, the person got flipped here in front. She's wearing a sign on her back, a yellow sign on her back. Yeah, I did spot her. One of the people who lost shoes due to the motion. Still a shot taken from Rupley's overhead camera. Here's the person who rolled to one side. The driver of the car is on this side. There is the manhole cover that the person who is on top of the Camry is going to be put onto in a moment. Up here would be Taylor Lorenz. Faith Goldie and Ziegler are right here. Ziegler's here. Faith must be on this side of him or something. Strangely, the person who looks the most like Heather Heyer in any footage I've seen in this last few minutes is this person back here. Although this person in front of her could be Heather Heyer. This could be Heather Heyer. Immediately behind this guy. Who's this? This face. Eyes, nose, mouth. Shoulder. neck and shoulder. Look at that. That's not fucking comfortable. Do believe Kelly might have a picture of Heather Heyer in the air. But it's not on the car, so to speak. I mean, crowd could have pushed her, car could have pushed her. Both. So, is that sufficient proof that we have photographic evidence of where Heather Heyer is during the events of the day at Charlottesville? Inquiring minds want to know. I got a real good mind to end the stream now so that I can upload this and have it done and send a link to Hard Bastard. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That's essentially as much as I need to do. So thank you for watching. I'm going to start a second stream moments from now. Comment below. Thanks for watching.